My name is Priscilla, and I'm with Producers Trust, a startup solving for accurate data and smart climate transformation at the source. Can you hear me well?
We do.
I think it's wrong. Can you start from the beginning? Because this is not the first slide. Oh, this is not the correct slide. Can I go after? Because this is not the right one.
We can, we need to move forward, I'm sorry.
But this is not the right...
Can you do it without the slides or with?
After you'll be
okay.
Thank you for your adaptation.
This is not the right... You have the wrong presentation.
Yeah,
Can I go last?
I'm afraid we do not have the flexibility. I'm sorry. Can you...
So sorry about that. That was the wrong set of slides, but I'm going to try to follow this then. So, well, climate change poses a significant threat to food systems all over the world, with the most profound effects being felt in the developing world. Oops. Sorry about this. So inadequate margins for farmers compromises their financial stability and well-being, and lack of strong incentives for sustainable farming practices hinders adoption, intensifying natural resource degradation and jeopardizing long-term security. So let's look at some of the data. Usually the slide would have all of this, but more than 80% of the food we consume comes from family and smallholder farms, and about 40% of these farmers are living on less than $2 a day, placing them below the international poverty line. 75% of the world's poor live in rural areas and relied on agriculture for their livelihoods. The world would need to produce about 70% more food by 2050 to feed an estimated 9 billion people. So it is clear that society must align ecology with economy, with the demand for regen products is set to generate $24 billion. Thanks to conscious consumers and our planet's wake-up call, companies are now listening, and over 4,000 companies are taking action to reduce emissions. So an urgent global shift is needed towards resilient food systems to increase profitability for the farmers, reduce emissions, increase food security, and reduce water usage. We are Producers Trust, a platform that transforms agricultural supply chains by fostering trust, transparency, and sustainability. Our platform has three main components. The first one is Producer Market, which is a network of producers, and a platform to showcase products and stories. Then we have Storybird, which is an application for enhanced marketing and storytelling through data visualization and traceability. And last, we have MRV Plus, which is at source, capture, data, and verification of sustainability claims. And we can start with your business requirements, specific certifications, or sustainability claims. And this is a complement to other lower cost but less accurate data models. In essence, our secret sauce, we provide scalable at-source farm data about sustainability practices collected and verified on the ground. And this is the perfect time to implement our solution. Obviously, technology enhancements at the farm, corporations, consumers, and governments seeking to align their values, and also climate change and net zero initiatives all over the world. The opportunity is huge, with over 1 trillion product transaction potential and over 10 billion in carbon credit related services. We currently have 2,000 producers and organizations representing a total of 3 million farmers, 4,000 products onboarded, and over 25 partnerships. We are currently developing.
You can conclude.
We are currently developing 4 major projects within CPG brands towards net zero supply chains. Thank you, and sorry about that.
Thank you so much, and thank you for your adaptation with the slides. Thank you very much. We're going to see the second project of this round, which is CleanMob. Let's welcome Salah El Hadji. Salah, it's your turn. Enjoy. I hope you're going to have the good slides.
Hopefully. Hello, everyone. I'm Salah, co-founder of CleanMob. And our mission is basically to enable companies to switch to low-carbon vehicles. The automotive industry is one of the biggest global warming contributors, and fortunately, regulations are making and setting targets for us to reduce our carbon footprint. In particular for companies, they have even more strict regulations, and for example, since 2022, they have to respect quotas of low-carbon vehicles in their fleets, which are expected to be more demanding in the following years. Obviously, electric cars are part of the solution. However, the rollout of these cars is far more complex for companies. Especially, they have to take into account regulations, make sure there is a good matching between the technical performances of the cars and the employees' needs, and also plan ahead the charging needs. If these questions are not addressed correctly, they will turn into serious risks for companies like non-productivity or overcost, overcost for the company. We built a data-driven platform to enable companies to control this transition and in a proactive manner. And since we cannot control what we don't measure, we need to collect data about how the current cars are being used. And at CleanMob, we decided to do it without adding an additional hardware to the vehicles. The solution is actually in your pockets, the smartphone. The smartphone is a connected device with multiple motion sensors, as the one you see in the screen. And we built an AI technology that transforms such signals into valuable insights like driving scores or availability of public chargers and other relevant factors. On the top of this technology, we have a mobile app for drivers, a web app for fleet managers. And our solution is based on a 4-step process where we collect data using our mobile app or connected vehicles data. We enrich it thanks to our in-house algorithms, and we generate a digital twin of the fleet and enable the fleet manager make multiple scenarios and combinations and predict their environmental and financial impact. And finally, on the long run, we coach drivers to drive their electric cars in optimal conditions. We have built a scalable product, validated the market with multiple paying customers, whether big corps or SMBs. We are now starting our seed round, and we are looking for passionate investors, help us scale our impact and make more drivers drive cleaner, safer, and further.
Thank you very much. You can put it here. And let's welcome the third project, which is MATERRUP. Let's welcome Julie Neuville. Julie, it's your turn to pitch. Let's encourage Julie.
Hello, I'm Julie. I'm co-founder of MATERRUP, and I am happy to speak to you today as a woman in tech, deep tech, in industry, in construction, and even in rural areas. So today I will explain to you how we immediately reduce the impact of construction with our local, low carbon and disruptive cement. For information, cement represents 7% of CO2 emission worldwide, yes, and it's 3 times the world held transport, so it's a mass. So MATERRUP is a young industrial company. Our main component is the raw clay. The raw clay is inherently and unquestionably low carbon material. We transform this raw clay into a building material with a high environmental value. This powder you see here, sorry. This powder is a perfect substitute for conventional and carbon cement, and we have in bonus its carbon footprint is halved by 2. Our cement makes it possible to substitute and to produce clay concrete. This concrete has the same property, mechanical property, and the same quality as conventional and carbon concrete. So, how we do that? The circular economy and the reuse are at every step of the process, the industrial process. For that all, the raw clay is coming from wastes. The waste from excavation soils or from industrials. Then our deployment is resilient thanks to our small territorial production units. We purpose to do better with less, to substitute conventional cement locally with our impact carbon, to provide a higher economic and resilience value. So, as you can see behind me, our technology, this is our first plant, you see here, and our technology is proven, mature, and certified. We also have energy, thanks to our industrial process, no oven, and we only use electricity to run our plant, no gas, no oil. And our plants and our products, so I'm sorry, our ambition is to avoid 100 million tons of CO2 emissions.
Wonderful! Thank you so much for your pitch. Thank you very much. You can leave it here. And we're going to have S1SEVEN coming with Stefan Gruel. Stefan, it's your turn.
Thank you very much. Yeah.
Is it the first one? Yeah.
We can hear you. You want to try this one? And we have slides.
Now it's better? Yeah, it works. Perfect. So again, my name is Stefan. I'm the founder of S1SEVEN, a Vienna-based software enterprise company that is introducing, it's again also interesting slides, the digital material passport for the steel, metal and chemical industry. Maybe a few words about that industry. So 1 out of every 6 tons of carbon emissions are related today to steel, metals and chemicals. At the same time, these materials are kind of the silver bullet in fighting climate change, because they're at the beginning of almost every industrial value chain and the products that we use in our everyday life. So in other words, if you don't decarbonize materials, we will not decarbonize the industry. The good news here is that, number one, we do already have the production technology for low carbon production that will be deployed, let's say, within the next decade at scale. And second, we have commitment from both the regulatory side, but also from leading OEMs and brand producers when it comes to decarbonization. Okay. This is again a bit interesting. Yeah? The question here is, of course, of how we can share this information across globally fragmented supply chains. The digital material passport, as we designed it, is based on an existing process that is mandatory since decades. What you see here on the screen are the 100 million paper-based inspection documents for quality that we already share among the supply chain. To be precise, 500,000 manufacturing companies in Europe. So what S1SEVEN built is, it's basically a digital process to replace paper-based standard with the possibility to exchange data. We open source these data formats, which are also now part of a project in the European Standardization Committee. And around that, we built technology to digitally notarize the data in order to provide immutability and the possibility for each receiving party to digitally verify the integrity and the authenticity of the data. And we build a full integration layer into existing enterprise software, starting from SAP that is used with a supplier in order to provide the data, but then also to all the systems that are used with the receiving parties. So I'm really sorry, that was a very different presentation. I just wanted to show 3 slides, and that's a fully different deck. Yeah.
Thank you so much. Yeah. Thank you very, very much. We'll come back for the Q&A session. Thank you very much. We're going to welcome the last project, AWorld, and let's welcome Gaia Arzili. Gaia, can't wait to hear what you are going to share with us.
With a prop.
Woo!
Hello, I am Gaia Arzili and we are AWorld. We are your tool to measure, educate, engage and reduce the carbon footprint of your employees or citizen. Well, the science is clear and the consequences are grave. Scientists have told us that we are on track to hit the 1.5 degrees threshold at least once between now and 2027. If you think the climate change only occurs somewhere far, far away in the world, well, this is Italy just last weekend. However, together we do have the power to create something magical. Imagine for a second the 3 ingredients that you need to create a chocolate truffle. Cocoa mass, cocoa beans, and hazelnuts. Together, these 3 ingredients are pretty ordinary. Alone these ingredients are pretty ordinary, but put together, they create something incredible and extraordinary. Don't take my words for it, I'm gonna throw it, please don't, I hope I'm not gonna hit you in the face. Sorry, there are a few, but it proves my point. Well, we have developed a proprietary methodology that is based on 3 different pillars: measure, educate, engage, and reduce. We measure using the official UNFCCC carbon footprint calculator that is able to give you real comparison of your action. For example, did you know that if today you chose a vegan meal, you could save 4 kilos of CO2 and 1,000 liters of water? We educate individuals on climate change and sustainability in an easy, fruitable way, similar to Instagram stories, so that we can level out the education model between Gen Z and all the way to an 80-year-old person sitting on their sofa, being out of university for a very long time. Through gamification, we engage individuals into taking actions, and we do that by reducing fundamentally the Scope 3 emissions of employees and companies around the world. We are also the only startup selected by the United Nations to deliver the Act Now campaign. All of our content is modeled on the Sustainable Development Goals. And, well, obviously we engage them because we do care about the power of collective actions. So far, we have reached over 11 million positive climate actions around the world, thanks to the help of our clients and partners, of which some are represented on the screen. And let's remember that knowledge is our language, action is our currency, and together we do have the power to change the course of history. Thank you.
Thank you very much. You can stay.
Yes,
you can stay on the stage, and
we're going to hit anyone with that.
Yeah. We're going to ask for the previous pictures, Producers Trust, CleanMob, MATERRUP, S1SEVEN, and AWorld to join us for the Q&A session. It's going to be a very short and sharp Q&A session. We're going to have 4 minutes, so I'm asking for 1 question for each, like 30 seconds. Are you ready for this challenge? I think you are, so let's begin.
Okay, so first of all, this is to Producers Trust. First of all, kudos to you for recovering in a very difficult situation. Well done.
Thank you.
I do want to ask you though, who are your customers, the producers or the buyers? Who's actually paying, and how do you price that?
So the people that pay are actually the buyers, big CPG brands in the United States and all over the world. But then we have also a network of producers where we try to help them to engage in new sustainability practices. So for example, we engage in partnerships. We have a huge one in Andhra Pradesh in India, which is up to 1 million farmers, and we're helping them connect with the brands, all over the world. So we're helping both, but the one that pays for the SaaS license of our platform is the brands.
Maybe a question for AWorld. You didn't talk about the business model. Can you tell us a little bit more about that, and what's your ambitions in terms of numbers, maybe?
Of course. Well, first of all, our ambition is the Sustainable Development Goal number 17. So we believe in partnerships because only together we can bring change. In terms of business model, we work with corporations and organizations around the world. They want to engage their employees mostly on Scope 3, so they can create either a private team within our app, or we can fully integrate through API in third-party platforms, in third-party apps. We do have a volume-based system price model, so we charge per user, and then we bring back data-driven reports back to the companies that they can utilize to improve their scoring on a variety of sustainability reports, non-financial disclosing reports, and also B Corp. Does that answer your question?
Thank you very much.
Okay, so I'm gonna ask it to two of you, but I know you're gonna be short, honestly.
Wonderful.
So it's for S1SEVEN and it's for Producers Trust as well, because kudos to you, indeed, the great recovery from both of you, and it's not easy to do it without the slides. But because I think you were running out of time, what is the thing that you need most now? Is it funding? Is it R&D partnerships? What is the one thing that we can help you with, both of you?
We are just in a funding round, so our solution is live with globally leading companies like BASF, but we are raising now a round in order to bring out the solution to more industrial players. Our customers are in all stages of the supply chain, so starting with material producers, steel, metals and chemicals, but then also the manufacturing companies. And here we have a particular focus on the automotive industry.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much for that. So we're closing with our seed round already, but preparing for Series A towards the end of the year. We started with the marketplace and then Storybird, but now we're going into the MRV Plus data enhancement platform, so we're getting a lot of interest for that. You know, we'd love to talk to you if you're interested for the Series A later this year.
Thank you very much. Last question?
It's for MATERRUP. I believe one of the key for the cement players to be in key markets is to be very close to cities. So do you intend to manufacture and sell yourself this new green cement, or do you need to patent and maybe license your product to big players in order for your product to take off?
Yes, we have a lot of deployment solution. We can have our own factories. We can have GV, and we can have licensed patent technology. We are supported by the European Commission to construct and to building. We are deploying 20 plants in Europe by 5 years.
Thank you very much for being so sharp. We've done the 2 Q&A. Thank you very much. You'll be able to discuss further in the networking area over there, and the jury is going to vote for their coup de cœur.